Do you believe to protect oneself from ever being ridden by a hag, one would decorate the bedroom in red, sprinkle salt across the bed, sprinkle salt all across the bedroom floor, and even lay a broom across the bedroom doorway? For you see, many people who believe in hags do many strange things to protect themselves from encountering the company of one. They not only sprinkle salt on their bed in their home, they also sprinkle salt on the outside of their home, on the doorstep, the entrance of coming in. This way, that will prevent the hag from coming inside of their home and riding their back at night while they are asleep. My ancestors believed that hags are dirty, slack people who live and breathe like all other humans. It was believed that a person became a hag because they were restless and they couldn't sleep, so the spirit wandered about in the neighborhood in which they lived. They entered the home of the victim, who were people that were nice to them. This seemed like an open invitation to them, for them to come in their home and ride them while they were asleep and suffocating them while trying to take their breath away. After listening to many stories that were passed down by my great grandparents, many nights sitting beside the heater, listening to my father as he weaved those stories, tears began to flow down my cheeks. Goosebumps spread out all over my body as fear built up inside of me. My father said the story that was told to him by his granddaddy, that was passed down from generation to generation. He said he talked about this lady, and he said before he went into the story, he said the story is called The Uninvited Guest, the Hag. There once was a lady who liked to go out at night, and her husband became curious and wanted to know where she was going every night. She said, "I'm just going for a little walk." The neighbors started talking about a hag torturing the neighborhood, and they began to make plans to catch her. They knew that the hag would have to shed its skin, just like a snake did, before it could enter the home of the person she was planning on riding. They decided to look under all of the steps in the neighborhood to find the hag's skin. They searched and searched until they finally found no skin. They had no idea that it belongs to a friend of theirs. They took salt and pepper and shook it all under the step. They knew sooner or later that hag would come and take off his skin and leave it there under the step. So, as they predicted, once the hag had finished riding its victim, exit out of the house, and she tried to get back in her skin. But it burned her so badly, she quickly jumped out of her skin, and she looked down at it, and she said, "Skin, skin, don't you know me, skin? Skin, skin, don't you know me, skin?" And she pleaded with the skin, "Please, skin, please let me in." But after several unsuccessful tries, of trying to get back into her skin, she decided to return home and wrap herself in a sheet. Later, when her husband arrived home and went to the bedroom, he found her lying in bed, wrapped in a bed sheet. He asked her, "Why are you wrapped in a sheet?" She didn't answer. So he asked her if she was ill. She still didn't answer him. When he could not get an answer from his wife, he began to unwrap the sheet. He was shocked to discover that his wife was raw like cut meat. He ran from the house with tears running down his cheek, screaming for help. The neighbors, upon hearing the scream, ran from their homes to see what was the matter. The husband, who was at this time was speechless, could only point toward his home, not knowing what was happening. They armed themselves before entering his home. Upon entering and searching, they entered the bedroom on the first floor where they found his wife. They were speechless. They knew they had to find the hag. They had found the hag family because they had sprinkled the salt and the pepper under the doorstep, which she laid her skin upon, and it prevented her from returning inside of it. So what they decided to do to rid themselves of the neighborhood hag, they took her and dipped her into a barrel of turpentine and burned her up to death. Her husband died shortly of a broken heart. But keep in mind, legend states that when one hag